Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool and this is Gems of War. And today we're going to be going over World Event teams. For the World Event, I don't know what it's called. I think it's Groshnock Week. Hunting Relics. So we'll go over a high, mid, and a low for this. Then we'll do the weekly preview. Soulforge, Event Key Drop Table, PvP, Epic Trials, all that stuff. So let's get started. I'm going to try to do it quicker. That way more people will watch it after the fact. So I don't have a thumbnail. I'll put one up after we're done. I got that. Bang. Refresh. Efli, Sana, Maka, Kenji. What's going on? Trying to get things set up here as quick as I can. Boop, boop, ba-doop, boop, ba-doop. How's everybody doing on Monday? I'm a little bit grumpy, but I don't really want to talk about it, so nothing terrible. Just day-to-day annoying crap. It's like my life. Stuff other people don't have to deal with that pops up for me every single week. It's always a new problem. It is what it is. It's like almost boring now. It's like expected and boring. Like, it's so funny. Bang. Boom. Dismiss that. Okay. Hit the like, turn in your ticket. I'd really appreciate it. Helps a lot. It's one thing you can do for free that really helps it out. So that'll bring more people in. Like, that's how it works. The more people that hit the like, the more people that are here watching. You know how it goes. If there's a popular song out there, the more people, the more views the song gets, the more plays the song gets, the more popular it becomes because it snowballs. People are like, this must be a good song because it has lots of views and plays. And then they watch it because they're sheeple. So the more likes we get, the more people that are here, the more people that'll watch, and the more likes we'll get. And it like goes and goes and goes and goes. So for all of y'all that are awesome and here all the time, the more often you hit that and share it out and stuff, the better. Alright, I think I'm ready. We got Efli, Sana, Maka, Kenji. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Efli says, hi, Asana. Hey, Maka, hi. Kenji, hey, Cinny, my team, Essence of Evil, Atlanta, Nobin, Brothers, Captain Sawclaw. Not much choice. I haven't even looked at it yet. It looks okay. Atlanta is hitting all enemies. Captain Saltclaw hits multiple enemies. You got kind of two mana generators there. You probably did the best you could do. Isabel. Mark. I think I saw a mark in the reminder. Appreciate that. Alright, let's make these teams. First thing I want to do, I have no idea if we got the journey done or not. That was a very hard one. It might be the first event ever that we did not get done. So I want to check on that, and then I want to open event keys, because I think we might need Eye of Argus for our high-level team. Hello, Wish is Sweet. Sent a guildmate gift. Usually if it's not from Allie, it's people sending them to a lot of people, and it's not just like they picked me or something. So I want to see... See, I got 75. I got third. I didn't do anything. There's a forum post where a guy's like super worried about first place, and he's getting like hundreds of thousands of PvP wasting time. And I like tried to help the guy. I was like, dude, just stop. You're gonna get first. The leaderboard does not reflect reality right now, so do not even, like, if the guy in second goes ahead of you and, like, you're both in the hundreds of thousands and everybody else is, like, way down and you're fighting it out with this one other person in the hundreds of thousands, just stop. It doesn't matter if they're ahead of you. You're still going to get first. The leaderboard does not reflect reality. That person can't even see your name. They're just happening to get more points, and then you're seeing their name. They don't even know about you at all. And, like, you're going to get first anyway. It's the way it works right now. It's stupid. I hate it. That's why I quit messing with it. And I still got 75 gold marks. I barely did anything. All I got was my goals. I got 7,500. And I got 75 gold marks for getting the bare minimum. Yeah, it looks like we did not. I don't know what event this was. Oh, that was probably the journey. I guess we got one more. I don't think we got the last reward. It's the first time ever. But I like to show this. This is the benefits of being in a good guild right here. This is why you want to be in a good guild. This goes on forever and ever and ever, giving me everything. Including tons of keys, tons of gems. This is why you should be in a good guild. Look at that. Especially like right around here-ish. Look at this. I'm getting a phone call. One sec. I got a bunch of crap going on today, y'all, so give me a second. Sorry, y'all. I told you I'm dealing with some crap today. I'm probably going to get another call, too, so just hang in there. I'm so sorry. Alright, let's go. Anyway, who cares about this, right? But yeah, join a good guild, please. First thing I want to do is go check and see if we can get... Like, what's the restriction for hunting relics? I'm getting a phone call again. Hold on. Alright, we're good. Sinnycool's wheeling and dealing. I'm in a better mood now, too, so... That should be good for the stream. I'm not in a bad mood now. Let's go. Alright, anyway. The freaking world event. No more interruptions, I promise. Alright, we got Skull and Spell. Let's look at the restriction. I'll catch up in the chat and everything. Just give me a sec. We got Rogue? What? I thought it was going to be like a Groshnock, World event is Rogue. Okay. So never mind. I guess we'll just go straight to this. I was thinking, you know, it's a Groshnock week, I think. Like, Eye of Argus, it said Skull and Spell. Maybe we would use Eye of Argus with the skulls, but no, it's a Rogue. It's not even... It has nothing to do with the kingdom. Yeah? Like, what's up with that? You think that the event... I know it doesn't... Now that I think about it, It's not. It doesn't always work like that. But you think it would work like that? Like the event of the week would have something to do with the kingdom of the week, but I guess not. Anyway, so what we're gonna need here is a troop that's hitting multiple enemies, hopefully all enemies. We want to use the spell damage if possible. Skull is like your last resort. You're not trying to do skulls unless you have to. Like, let's say it was a Groshnock, like, orc restriction. Then, of course, we'd probably have to use skulls, because maybe it's the best option. But in this case, we really want something that hits all enemies. This guy doesn't. She hits multiples, but not all of them. Nope. Nope. But, look. 50% start for rogues. All of them are rogues, so you might want to throw him over there. Captain Saltclaw, heavy splash damage to 2 random enemies. That could hit all enemies, so I'm going to throw him over there. 1 enemy, no. No. Atlanta might be good for low-level players. Or if you want to mix and match and throw it in with Captain Saltclaw, that'd be a good idea. I think Kenji mentioned that. That guy's a little bit of a mana generator. I'm just looking through all the options here before I get started. You're using Trickster. Okay. Here's an empowered converter to keep in mind, maybe. Doesn't open. Excuse me. He could hit all enemies. It's just like or. So the times that he eliminates the attack from all enemies is going to suck. But the other 2 things that he does are pretty good. You have like a 66% chance that he'll do something good. That's not a terrible idea there, Kenji. I like the stuff that's gonna... Like, this thing hits all enemies, Sibelius. Maybe you didn't see that. This one hits multiples. Here's another empowered converter. Here's a decent, like, early game mana generator. We have a couple options. Egg Thief is okay. That one hits multiple enemies and has an extra turn. So, like, let's say you use 2 of them, and you have 2 of them up. You cast one, you cast the other one. It's just like hitting 4 enemies. That's like if you have nothing else going on, maybe. Scatter damage. Just looking quickly. This thing right here, same thing. Extra turn, hits 2 enemies. You could do this and the other one, the Cat Burglar. Now you have 2 different kinds of troops with 2 different mana colors, hitting multiple enemies and getting an extra turn. It's just like hitting 4 enemies if the enemy never gets a turn. This one hits multiple enemies, 75% start. Just looking at all my... You know, I got Trickster there. Trickster's okay. It's kind of like a Leprechaun for rogues. I think I'm going to start with this, though. And then we need, like, a mana-generating weapon. So we got Blackhawk, Rogue, Strix. We got Blackhawk, Rogue. So we can do Blackhawk or Rogue. Start with Blackhawk. We need a mana-generating weapon. So our weapons, if they're not... Yeah, they're restricted, so... No, I did that. We could just use the wand. It is the high-level team. Wand it. High-level team, you know. There's nothing better. You do this, right? Consort of Darkness is not better. Mother of Darkness is not better. Bio Blackheart is not better. First thing that we come to is Captain Saltclaw. So this is the high-level team. 50% starting. Both of these 2. Banner is going to be some sort of red. Probably purple. Right here. Crypt Banner. Class. We got a purple team. We got a rogue. We can go down the... What would be the class for rogue? Is it assassin? That's Naga. What's a rogue? Oh, it's a Corsair. Corsair wouldn't be terrible. I want to go Thief, though. I like... Whenever I have a bunch of purple on my team, I always think of Thief. 50% start. Instant kill. Purple Storm. 7% chance to assassinate the last enemy when another enemy dies. So this is my high level team right here. But I need to go buy up in the shop first, so hold on. Copy the team. There's the team code real quick if you just want it. Okay, copy. I did it. Alright. Gotta go buy up in the shop first. Let's get our rewards because we want our tokens. Sky's here. Sana, Efley. Trying to do this quickly. It's kind of, you know how this Monday video goes. It's a lot of me talking and then catching up on the chat more than like usual. Alright, grab rewards, shop. There's nothing in particular you're buying up to. There's no troop, there's nothing you have to use except for the metal. There's no troop you have to use, there's no weapon you have to use, there's no weapon you have to buy up to, there's no amount of a troop you have to buy. It's just like, you want to have enough tokens to make a medal type of deal. You're probably, like, these days in world events, you almost have to buy up to, like, tier 4-ish, at least. It used to be, like, tier 2, tier 3. I got a medal already, though, so I might just start there. Is it going to ask me? Okay, good. And then, Medal of Rage. Do I have a badge? Nope. So we'll just do Nishas. That's good. The more medals you have, the further you get in the week. It, like, you know, you'll have more tokens, you'll have more badges, you'll have more medals. The battles will get harder, but it kind of evens out. Because you're getting more medals as it gets harder. So you're going to hit harder as they get more durability. I'll give you some other options if you don't have the wand, too, before we get out of this team all the way. Just bang. Boom. Bang. See? 4 enemies. They're out of here already. It doesn't get much better than that. I didn't look at the scoring. My guess is rarity order. We can look it up real fast, though, just to make sure. Go to gemsofwar.com. I'll teach you how to fish. I won't just give you the fish. Gemsofwar.com. Anybody can look here. If you see a video talking about scoring and stuff, you can look it up yourself. I used to do those scoring videos myself, so. I quit, though, because they didn't get very many views. Orc of Shame. Let's see. World event, Hunting Relics. There are 6 battles that players can encounter during the event. Orc Veteran, Fist of Zorn, Mouth of Zorn, Salzara, Garnock, and Shade of Zorn. There are 6 battles that players can encounter during the event. Just said that. The battles are randomly chosen, but they all have an equal chance of appearing on the map. I need to do some editing. Like, just proofread. That's all. I just proofread automatically as I was reading it. They repeated the same line twice. Scoring, you can find the following rewards for each of the different battles you may encounter. So Shade of Zorn is worth the most. Cyan color, mythic. Garnock is worth the second most. So right here, Garnock. Third is Salzara. So just think alphabetical. Rarity order first. If you move past rarity and you get to 2 that are the same rarity, you know, do alphabetical. G comes before S. Next after that is Mouth of Zorn. And then Fist of Zorn. And that's no longer alphabetical. But by the time you get down to these purple ones, like, your mouth is above your fist. I don't know. Just think of that. Orc Veteran is the worst. And it's probably blue. So you'll know it's the worst just because it's blue. So if you don't see Shade of Zorn, do Garnock. If you don't see Garnock, do Salzara. If you don't see any of these 3 colors, you're going to do your mouth instead of your fist. Let's do a couple more battles. Now available in chests, Kronos and Bloodfang will become available as possible drops from Glory Gem Guild. And VIP chest after weekly reset. Now available in the vault, the Hermit. The Hermit will become available as a possible drop from both vaults and epic vaults after weekly reset. If you still got a bunch of vault keys to open like me, you might get the Hermit. If you open any Glory Gem Guild VIP keys, you might get Kronos or Bloodfang. But it's a big, big drop table. Like, good luck. Same thing with the Hermit, though. There's so many tarot cards. Remember my dirty pictures of Cedric? Like, that's what you're dealing with. You gotta get the right dirty picture. Alphabetical? Maka Hiram Hawk. Efley says we broke peeps like helping for free. I appreciate it. The more of y'all that do stuff for free, the more it helps. It adds up for sure. Just like $1 adds up when 50 people give $1. Like, when one person hits a like, when 50 people hit a like, it adds up. The same thing. Sana says we only got to reward 9. It was hard, though. It was hard. I wouldn't be too tough on your guild after that journey. That was like the hardest event we've ever had, as far as getting all rewards done. My guild, who's got every single event done in the history of time, as far as I know, I've been in the guild for like 3 years now, never not finished an event. We did not get it done. Just, that should make you feel better. Mark says, I have 5,000 diamonds. Troops this week don't look worth crafting. I haven't looked at it yet. I like to do the teams first, because I feel like people want the teams first. Y'all get the gist on this one, right? Captain Saltclaw, or Captain McCall. Captain McCall is starting Captain Saltclaw with 50% mana start. So he's starting with like 7 mana. Then you have an Explode Potion and an Enchant Potion. By the time you even start the battle, he has like 11 mana. Then you shoot off your wand and you get both of them up. You cast one of them, you win, and it takes 1 turn and 1 shot. You're hitting 4 enemies. You got the metal that gives you extra spell damage. Tons and tons and tons of extra spell damage. So Captain Saltclaw is the way to go, if you have access to everything in the game. If you do not have the wand, let me show the team code again before I do this. There it is. High level team. Sana says Soulforge has also 2 good mythics in it to craft top 10. Really? You guys are giving me conflicting information there. Mark said no, and Sana said yes. I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. Alright, so you don't have the Wand of Stars, but you still want to use this team. I always start with, like, Blackhawk, like I was going to do anyway. And you could go with maybe this one. Blue and red. Rogue allies, Captain's Cutlass, if you have it. That's the weird thing, you know. Like I say, normally you can get the weapon in the Soulforge. Maybe I am right about the event having to do with the kingdom, because normally you can get the weapon in the Soulforge that has to do with the event. And I don't have to, like, say, if you have it. Well, this time we're doing rogues for some reason instead of Groshnock. Orcs. So you may or may not have this weapon, because it's not a Blackhawk week, it's a Groshnock week, I think. Other than that, you know, the Pirate's Signet is probably good as well. Pirate's Signet or Captain's Cutlass are your 2. Then, if you don't have any of that for some reason, which is 3 weapons already that I've offered up, you would look up Rogue. You got mostly rogues. And you got the King's Dagger here. So 4 options for weapons. And even if you have none of those, just do an explodey weapon. It doesn't mean you can't use the team. Just do whatever it lets you do. You know, Mountain Crusher, Essence of Evil, like Kenji did Essence of Evil. That's a good idea, because none of his troops are green. That's good. So Essence of Evil, Mountain Crusher, Reflection of Good, any explodey weapon that doesn't block Captain Saltclaw. Like, Reflection of Good's probably the worst choice out of those, because it uses purple. It's blocking Captain Saltclaw. You know, the wand does too, but the wand makes so much mana, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's the high level team. Let's make the... It's the mid 2. It's really the mid 2. I know I've been doing that a lot lately, but we've been having some stupid restrictions where we just don't have very many options. So sometimes the high level team is the same as the mid level team, because this guy's just a legendary. And I just gave you a bunch of options that aren't the Wand of Stars. So that's pretty much your mid level team right there. Maybe the king, the dagger thing, that explodey one. But also you could do Atlanta. You could do the same kind of deal. This is the mid-level team, and we can use this legendary. You could use Atlanta if you don't have Captain Saltclaw. She's decent as well. You could double up on her. You could do 1 of him and 2 of her. Or whatever. 1 of each, I mean. Well, we'll do this since it's different. Would you see how this happens a lot? Like the mana-generating sandwich around 2 damage dealers? That happens a lot in these types of events. And if you don't have 2 Atlantas, throw a Sibelius on there, maybe. You got a decent amount of options. So I'll just show this, because I could probably want Atlanta ahead, because Atlanta's better than Sibelius. Well, this will be the mid-level team, I guess. And banner. You have a decent amount of purple. We still want to do purple. And then maybe yellow. That's fine. Dark Fae banner. Thief class is still good. Should I keep the wand on for the mid-level team? I already used the wand, so let's take it off. Let's just use the, that one weapon. Might have to change my banner now. The one I like the most so far is this one. But now we're going to block Sibelius. Or Atlanta, either way. Huh. Maybe we should do Blackhawk. Normally I leave this out of the videos where I'm deciding what I'm doing and checking different options. But they're both purple and brown too, so this is just not... Anyway, we'll just go with this. It's fine. It'll work. Ooh, we could put her in first slot, maybe. Sibelius is so blocked. It's annoying. Screw him. Let's do this. Let's do that instead. Matches our banner better anyway. Alright, so... mid-level team, I guess. Let's see how it works. I love when I can put the explodey summon weapons not in first slot, because then they have a chance to actually summon something, instead of them dying first and never summoning. Because if you're going to die, most likely it's from Skull, a combination of Skulls and Spell, and it's probably your first slot. And if you're explodey summoning weapons in first slot, it might die. And then it never gets to summon. Same deal. First turn, one-shots. Hitting all the enemies at the same time. Don't be poking them down one at a time. I don't care how hard it hits. You're overkilling one at a time is slow. Alright, let's take this for some gold and shoot them up. Shoot them up, bang bang. Chitty chitty bang bang. Clint Eastwood. Metal chest done. Get shot. Metal chest. Bang. Just like Back to the Future 3. What are you talking about? There's a train in Back to the Future 3. You didn't know that? Train business. They use the train to push the DeLorean so they can go back. So Marty can go back, and then the professor guy stays with the woman, but she was supposed to die because the carriage was flying off the mountain, but he saved her. So it doesn't affect time because she was supposed to be dead anyway, right? So then he comes back on a cool train that's like the DeLorean at the end. Sorry to spoil it for you. Alright, there you go. Some sort of mid-level team. It could also serve as your low-level team. You just take Captain McCall off. Let's do that right now. Let's just get rid of him. And we gotta find some sort of mana generator that is not Captain McCall because he is a legendary. So we're looking at Trickster. Oh yeah, I like Trickster. I'm not even gonna look, because Trickster's just like Leprechaun. Especially when you have an explode and an enchant potion. He's gonna get up on your second turn. He's like Harpy Mage. He's really cool. And we can even keep the same banner because he's 75% start, bang, he's up. Who cares if we're minusing green? So here's your low-level team. Atlanta's good. If you don't have Captain McCall, I would say Atlanta. If you don't have Atlanta somehow, Sabalis is next. If you don't have any of that for some reason, a couple cat burglars with the rogueling. Alright, one more with this one. Trickster's underrated. People don't use them because they get Leprechaun and they never ever need to use Trickster again. But you can get Trickster before you get Leprechaun because he's an underworld troop that you can get in the Warrens. If you're having bad luck getting Leprechaun, you use Trickster until you get it. There's really no excuse. I know Leprechaun is always like, oh, I'm been unlucky and I haven't got Leprechaun yet and I'm just having terrible luck with my keys. Well, go get Trickster. One more, I guess. I want to shoot that Trickster one more time. Maybe. See how he starts with 8, and then bang, he's up? Look, that's just like a Leprechaun. I can shoot it right now. Blows up green. Just like a Leprechaun. Bang, they're dead. I'd probably go the 20. Alright, so that was high, mid, and low for the World event. Captain Saltclaw if you're high level. Shout out to Captain McCall with that 50% start for everything that's in the restriction. After that, if you don't have Captain Saltclaw, use Atlanta. Some freaking how you don't have any of that. You know, Sabalis, Black Manacles, Red Macacal, Cat Burglar, Rogueling. Alright, so that's the teams. And we'll do the weekly preview, but let's catch up in the chat. Do karate on that like button. Shout out to Sana for running out there. Appreciate it. Chad ran out there first, though. So they're both working on it. They're working on the Back to the Future train. So we can push the DeLorean. So we can push the DeLorean. Efley says I'm using Trickster, Wings of Destructible, and 2 Captain Saltclaws. That sounds good. King's Dagger is good. Sky says Egg Thief. Right, you can't lose. That's good. Mark says I don't have the wand, so I used a Mountain Crusher. That's good. Always think about your Mountain Crusher. If you don't have the weapon that I suggest, it's a suitable replacement. It's a really good weapon. Chad's on his break. Mrs. Insane Witch is here. Chad ran out there. Sana followed quickly behind. I appreciate it. Welcome to the choir, Mr. Z. Captain Professor Cookie Crumbs, Junior, Senior, Esquire, MD, PhD, CPA. Alright, let's do the weekly preview, y'all. Orc of Shame, new ultra rare troop. Orc Rogue. Get this troop with glory from the rewards tab of the shop. Hunting Relics. Experience a new world event with your guildmates. Play world event battles every day to unlock rewards. Just showed that. High, mid, low. It's at the beginning. I'll put chapters in so you can jump around. If you're watching after the fact, I appreciate you. If you're lurking, I appreciate you. Shout out to y'all. The Labyrinth Tablet for 55 more days. Week of Orc. All Orcs gain 10% to their skills. Week of Rogue. All Rogues gain 10%. See, that's why we're doing Rogues in the world event, most likely. Bonus gold. Use the Orc Rogue and PvP and Explorer to gain 400 gold. Plus the Orc Rogue. And normally, let's see. Let's do the Soulforge. I should have grabbed the Orc Rogue before I made those teams. But I don't think it's, like, good. Anyway. Soulforge. Let's see, I've heard conflicting opinions on this Soulforge. I haven't looked at it at all. I had a busy morning, annoying morning. The Onyx Giant's here. Not my favorite. It backfires a lot. It's another candidate for the milk carton. You will see it here and there, though. I'm not going to totally poop on it. It's not like Sparkinator, Colossus, Tauras. It's more of a Tauras than a Sparkinator or Colossus or whatnot. They overhype it and act like it's amazing, but it's just like every once in a while. Like, I don't know why they go crazy and make these best team ever blah 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 about an every once in a while mythic. The Onyx Giant is an every once in a while mythic. Fountain of Stars kind of underrated and every once in a while mythic. Arachne Weaver is amazing. It's a top 10. Wild Queen is amazing. It's a top 10. Holy cow, this is a good one. This is a really good Soulforge. There's 4 good ones. So yeah, number 1 is it's so close, dude. I don't even know. These are so close. It depends what you need, honestly. It depends. I remember having this argument with people before. I used to say the Wild Queen, but I've been coming around to the Arachne Weaver. I have them so close at like the 5th slot. So whatever you're missing, if I had to... Oh man, it's so hard, because now there's the Wild King. It's like ever since the Wild King came out, I kind of made Arachne Weaver go up a little bit. The argument I had was before the Wild King. Then, of course, the Wild King comes out, and now I'm feeling like Arachne Weaver. I still like the Wild Queen better than the Wild King, but it's just like there's the Wild King, who you could have already, and if you do have the Wild King, you should probably go Arachne Weaver. If you don't have the Wild Queen or the Wild King, you might want to go the Wild Queen. Depends what you want to do. Like, if you want to do PvP and Guild Wars and stuff like that, Wild Queen is good. Really, really good. But Arachne Weaver is also good for that and other things, too. It's like a 1A, 1B situation. I don't even know what to say. Let's just read Arachne Weaver first. You can take that for what you will. I think they're super close. A nipple hair, like I say, a butt cheek hair. One's 5 and one's 6, you know? One's 4 and one's 5, something like that. 20 green, yellow, purple, Zalkari, elf, monster, web all enemies, deal true damage to the last 2 enemies. If an enemy dies, explode 15 gems. Creeping Doom, 75% chance to summon a web spinner when an enemy dies, impervious and stealthy. It's just amazing all the way around. 3 good traits. Webs all enemies, screw Mandragora, this thing's way better. True damage to the last 2 enemies. If an enemy dies, explode, gets itself right back up, kills the other 2. If something happens to die, it summons in one of the best legendaries in the game. And it's just really, really, really good. Top 5 mythic. At worst, it's like number 6. It's way up there. If you don't have it, you'd have to really be like saving for Ironhawks to not grab it. The only thing I would say is above this is probably Ironhawk. You know, High King Irongut is above it too, but very slightly. And if you got a chance to get this right now and you haven't seen High King Irongut in months, it's up to you. The only thing I would not, if you're saving for Ironhawk, of course keep saving, because it's the best in the game. But Arachne Weaver is up there. It's top 5. Wild Queen, same deal. I can't decide. They're really close for me. But, you saw the order I read them in, so take that for what you will. The Wild Queen, 22 green, purple, brown, Pan's Veil, elemental, wild folk. Steal up to 47 attack from an enemy and give it to my first ally. Create a mix of 22 skulls and green gems. Really good. Super solid. Top 10 in my opinion. Potential top 5, borderline. It's in the 5 to 10 for sure. So, summon a Bone Storm when an ally. It doesn't really have any good traits. Arachne Weaver has 3 good traits. This has no good traits. But, super potent and semi-safe. It steals attack from an enemy, so now they have less attack. So if a backfire ever happens, they have less attack to backfire you with. You're giving that attack to your first ally. That matters because you're doing skull damage with your first ally. Doesn't matter how much attack your fourth slot has. Doesn't matter how much attack your third slot has. What matters is how much attack your first slot has, the one actually using the skulls. And this thing gives it, steals it, which is always better because it's draining it from the enemy and giving it to your first slot who actually will use it. Then it creates a mix of skulls and green gems, and it uses green. It's nice. You definitely have to put it with, like, the right allies. You can't just go Wild Queen. On my new account playthrough, I got Wild Queen pretty early on my second new account playthrough. But I didn't make a team. I didn't throw it right into a team because I wanted to have the right allies to go with it. I'm not just going to use it right away. You know, you need, like, the Doomed Glaive or something. You need something to go with it. But it is really good, and definitely a target top 10 if you already got Iron Hawks. You already got all the, like, the top 3, top 5. You should get this. It's a top 10 mythic. My opinion. It's one of those that's debatable. So, alright, what would be third? We got Fountain of Stars or Onyx Giant. I don't know. That's another tough one. I think people underrate Fountain of Stars, and I think people overrate Onyx Giant. But I think I've seen this one more than the other one, so I guess I'll give it to this, even though I don't like it. It's not a top 10, it's not a top 20. I'll tell you that for sure. It's not a top 20. I don't even know if I think I wrote it down and crossed it out when I did my top 20 mythics. Did not make my top 20 list. Alright, but it's the Onyx Giant Stormhive, 21, blue, purple, brown, elemental giant. Deal scatter damage, then convert 8 gems of a chosen color to Uber Doom Skulls. Create 2 Uber Doom Skulls when I take skull damage. Reduction of 50% for skulls. So what happens is it backfires. It's similar to Theodorovich, where people think it's amazing until it starts backfiring on them more than it actually helps your team. So when it works great. But when it backfires, it sucks, and you get destroyed. So, when it's working, it's good. It's like a super fast car that when it does what it's supposed to do, you win the race. But every other race, it blows up, and you have to buy a new engine. We got Fountain of Stars, another good one. It's like probably top 30-something. 25, blue, red, yellow, bright forest, construct, fey, convert... 5 green gems to purple potions, and all brown gems to skulls. Cleanse all fey allies. Kind of need that brown gems to skulls to make it work, because converting 5 green gems to purple potions doesn't always make what you hope it's going to do. Because it's only converting 5 instead of all. But if you can make the brown gems to skulls happen, and then also have a little bit of the other thing, then it, you know, doesn't use purple either. That's another problem. But you put it with a purple troop, and you put it with something that doesn't use brown, and you can make a decent team. It has 50% skull reduction, 15% chance to bless all allies when my turn begins. It's like a good, I don't know, like a C+, B-. Probably B-. I don't know. No one ever uses it, no one ever talks about it, but I think it deserves a little more praise than it gets. You won't see me using it either, though, so take that for what you will. I try sometimes. But yeah, that's the mythics. Arachnian Weaver, the Wild Queen, and then Onyx Giant, Fountain of Stars. If you have Iron Hawks, get those. Alright, legendaries, what do we got here? We got Scion, Frostfeather, Krampus, and Oniros. Most likely, I guess Scion, right? Frostfeather's okay. Hits all enemies, curse all enemies. Maybe it's Frostfeather there. Scion used to be so awesome, and it's just not as good anymore. They're super close, but neither one of them's a top 5 or a top 10, so you really shouldn't worry about it. Don't craft a legendary. Frostfeather, Glacial Peaks, 16. Frostfeather, 16. Blue, green, Glacial Peaks, Elemental Beast. Deal damage to all enemies. If there's an ice storm, curse all enemies. Freeze all enemies when I die. It's like okay here and there for certain restrictions. It hits all enemies, basically. Scion is like one of those sweaty wrestler troops. 15 blue, purple, Darkstone, Daemon, deal, true, scatter damage, drain 7 mana from all enemies. Steal enemy mana when dealing skull damage. Gain bonus purple mana from purple gem matches. It's like a average legendary, above average. Krampus. I hate or, like, I hate it so much. Oniros is dumb too. They're both stupid. Who cares? Oniros and Krampus are crap. They're both crap. So yeah. You shouldn't get any legendaries, because you should definitely you want the Wild Queen or Arachnian Weaver. But if for some reason you had to get a legendary, get Frostfeather or Scion. Weapons, Lunar Tide, that's the not anything. That's for the Cosmic Dragons. It's for Stellarix. King Choppa. Explodey, Groshnock, Summon, Status Effect. Lockstone. Mace. String of Teeth. Bone Scraper. Damage, Orc Allies, green and red. Spiked Mace. Damage, Groshnock, red and brown. Earth's Fury. You won't see too many people talking about this one anymore. It used to be really, really good and something you would use, like Mang, Earth's Fury, Trickster Shot. Those are kind of not talked about as much anymore, but if you're super beginner, you might use the Earth's Fury. It's not bad. It's still good. Doomed Codex is probably the best thing, just because. Stupid Guild Wars that one day against that one guy. You know how it goes. You probably want to have it if you don't have it, but it still costs 900 diamonds. It's better than the legendaries, but it's not better than like the Wild Queen and Arachnian Weaver. And that's it. So Doomed Codex. So Arachnian Weaver, the Wild Queen, and Doomed Codex are your targets for the Soulforge. Hello, Supernova. JM Ricks has been a member for 18 months. Appreciate that. The continued support. Mike says, lurking on my 90-minute drive home, could you intersperse your rants with some Van Halen drive time radio? I don't know any Van Halen. You'd have to let me know. I probably do, and I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't think of a Van Halen song off the top of my head. But if you said a Van Halen song, then I would be like, oh, yeah, duh. Mark says, I'm a noob. I don't get 5,000 diamonds often. Sana was right. I thought about Arachnian Weaver. Yeah, if you have Ironhawk, then go for it. Sky says, I'm at 1.5k diamonds. It's gonna be a minute. Oh, no. Garth says, good morning. Good morning, Garth. Kenji says, Cindy, I have 12,500 diamonds. Do I get 3 Ironhawks now or 1 Wild Queen? Oh! Do you have Arachnian Weaver already? Let's see. You can make do with 2 Ironhawks. You can make do with 2 Ironhawks. And it might be a while before you see the Wild Queen again. You can make do, but I don't know, man. That's a super hard question. I'll go Arachnian Weaver. I don't know, man. That's a hard one. You got the extra little 500 on the end, too. That makes it even... There's a vault event this weekend, too. I would grab it. I think I would grab it, Kenji. Grab the Wild Queen. 2 Ironhawks is fine. 3 is just, like, amazing. But 2 is fine. You can start doing the Ironhawk thing with 2 of them. And since there's a vault this weekend, and since you have a little extra 500, I would say go for the Wild Queen. Just go for it. Who knows when Ironhawk is coming, and even if it comes next week, you get 2 of them, and you'll be fine. Just never go below 8,000. You gotta get at least 2. 1 doesn't do anything. 1 is nice to grab just to have it if you just... It's impossible for you to get more diamonds, but if you have 8,000, don't touch them. You need 2 Ironhawks to really do the thing. Ironhawk, you can't even use Ironhawk until you get 2 of them. And it is good to have 3. You can verse farm faster. But it's like a split second faster. And that's the age-old question, like what ranks higher? A 3rd Ironhawk or like an Arachnian Weaver, a High King Irongut, a Wild Queen, a Wild King, a Lord of Slaughter, a Mistralis? What ranks higher? That 3rd Ironhawk or one of those top 10 mythics? Which one ranks higher? It's a hard question. But I would say just because there's a vault event soon, I would go ahead and craft the Wild Queen or Arachnian Weaver or whatever. Sauna says there's a vault event this weekend, Mark and Sky, so you can grind for diamonds. Yep. Sauna says Fountain of Stars is fun. Sky says I like Oni Roast with Gem Dragon. Supernova. Sky says Thrall, Oni Roast, Gem Dragon, Leprechaun. I don't know. I never really see a use for Oni Roast. He looks cool. I never really use troops because they look cool, though. Maybe I'll take another look at it since you're talking about it. But it's really seems like poop to me. Drain 7 mana from all enemies, and inflict Fairy Fire and burn them. Then summon 1 to 3 Nightmares. It's just like the fact like to cast that instead of something else just doesn't seem like any fun to me. I would never want to cast that. If I'm using a Gem Dragon, I'm most likely wiping in 1 shot. I mean, it does do the Fairy Fire, and that's the only thing I'm actually like, oh, maybe. There's better ways to Fairy Fire. Queen Titania can hit hard and Fairy Fire. She's better than this guy. If you want a Fairy Fire, and she uses the same exact mana colors, you might as well throw Queen Titania on your team instead of Oniros. Pretty sure she uses green or red and purple, right? Queen Titania? Queen Titania's head and shoulders above this, and it does the same thing if that's what you're going for. The summon is like okay, but you probably never need it. And then it has no good... I mean, the wild magic, I guess. It just seems kind of poopy to me. Does look cool, though. Kenji has Arachnian Weaver? Yeah, I would do it, man. Just do it. Before I change my mind. Florian's here. Not. Get to the King Chopper. The Fairy Fire is good, right? Use Queen Titania if you have it. Dervisha says, got a locksmith on the way to my house. Rant-worthy transaction about to happen. Hey, we're having the same kind of day, Dervicious. Alright, we'll see you, Chad. Have a good one, man. Appreciate you. Anyway, let's go do the Glory Shop. Here's that Spoils of War I talk about. It's only 180... Or no, it's 1,800. Get this every single time. This is where your glory should be spent immediately every single week. 10 event keys is a good deal for that much glory. There's 1,800 glory that you got to spend every single week. Here's some more glory you got to spend every single week. There's another 12,300 I spend every single week. So in total, almost 15,000 glory every single week. People were asking where's the glory go. And then if you need more of these trait stones, you got to do more. If you need more than 41 or something, if there's a lot of good troops that have this trait stone, you got to buy more of them. And then the next week, and the next week, and the next week. It's 15,000 every single week at least. Well, we got a purple-brown trait stone. Let's look at this guy first, though. This woman, or whatever it is. 12, purple-brown, Groshnock, Orc Rogue, steal all gold from the enemy, deal damage to an enemy, and inflict bleed. It's poopy. It's poo-poo, doo-doo, caca. Ha-ha, hee-hee, ho-ho. But we get the trait stone, purple and brown. Let's see what kind of troops we can fully trait with that trait stone. You gotta do all color. Brown, purple, right? Base rarity. Let's do show all. Alright, troops that can be traded with this trait stone. Arc Proxy Avendra. Doom of Arachnia. Conjure an Uber Doomstorm when an enemy dies. Phoenix has that bless and enchant a random ally when I match 4 or more gems. Remember the mythics? You want to check and make sure they use the stone before you go and buy it, because there's 3 colors on a mythic. And there's only 2 colors on a stone, so there's potentially like 3 different stones it could use. Mandragora with the webbed branches, right? Which you'll never use, but hey, it's a trait that is kind of useful. You might want to get it fully traded if you do have it. Obsidious with the Earthquake. Stun all enemies on 4 or 5 gem match. Ferris Ra with the Necromaster. Gain 150% bonus souls from battle. Ulor has the Ancient Chill. There's another Fairy Fire that's better than Oniros. Because the Troop is good, you know, the Troop can do better stuff. And it can also Fairy Fire. Yasmin's Chosen, Wild Vines, entangle a random enemy in matching green. Chernobog, the Dust Plume, are getting into the troops that 100% definitely use this trait stone. If you don't have them fully traded, you should go get the trait stone until you have them fully traded. Dust Plume, we don't really need it anymore, though, because Chalcedony got nerfed into the ground. But it is a good trait that you might want to use someday. I don't know, maybe. Glaceon has a 65% skull reduction. That's pretty high. Probably want to have him fully traded. Magnus has Experiment. Inflict a random status effect on 4 or 5 gym matches. Kind of fun. Judge of the Dead has a little, nothing. Never mind. Some of these troops have like 50% skull reduction. We have an Empowered Converter here. Red to blue. Conjure an Ice Storm. We got Hex Rat. No, that's not the one. Never mind. Might be a top-heavy stone. Drake Rider, Loyal Mount. Might as well get that fully traded. And that's about it. So, most of the time you just look at your legendaries and see what's up with those. Like Chernobog and Glaceon and stuff like that. Magnus. That's the stone. It's kind of top-heavy. You might want to look at the mythics, mostly. But, the chest is Groshnak Event Key Drop Table. I'm going to throw some right now because Eye of Argus is in there. But let's go look and make sure. Because I need 3 Eye of Argus for PvP. I don't know if I recommend that 100%. Like, do as I say, not as I do type of deal. I wouldn't throw your event keys for Eye of Argus. I'd save them for Adana and stuff like that. Zolkar, Riz, Asian. But Eye of Argus is here. And you kind of need multiples of them to make them really work. He's similar to Ironhawk in that, but not as good. He's not a top 10. He's not a top 20, I don't think. He might be a top 30. But they create 2 Doom Skulls at the start of my turn is cool if you have multiple Eye of Argus. Then you're putting like 6 Doom Skulls up there, 4 of them every turn. They match automatically, you do some damage, it's kind of fun. Got Garnock here, 50% start for Orcs, just nice to have in your tool belt. Shagarath you get in the Underworld, it doesn't count. Then you got Tricked Nala and Fist of Zorn. Wherever it may be. Right there. So not one I would recommend, but you're gonna watch me do it because I need more Eye of Argus, and I have nothing to do with these except for that. So let's see how many it takes. 400, 600. There's one. I want one more. 800, 1,000. 1,200. Come on, bro. 14. Come on, dude. 16. See what I mean here? That's why you need thousands. 18, nothing. 2,000. Uh-oh. 2,200. Shade of Zorn. 2,400. Shade of Zorn again, one of the worst. How many am I going to use for this? Like, 2 Eye of Argus is okay. I don't really need them for anything else, though. 25, I don't know, 26. 28, we're into the 3,000. For me to get what I want, I've used 3,000 event keys so far. 3,200. Oh, look. Stupid. 2 of the worst. Come on, Eye of Argus, where are you, bro? Oh my goodness. Oh no. Come on. No. Yay! That took forever, dude. Just to get 2 of these. That's why I tell you to save up like 5,000 so you don't have any trouble getting what you want. I mean, the first one I got pretty quickly, but I'm talking like if you want to get the thing that you really want, because there might be multiple mythics in the drop table. You saw Shade of Zorn, you saw Gargantuar. You could keep popping those instead. So to get the thing that you actually want, you really need to have like 5,000 event keys. So for Adana, for Zalkari, for Zay, you want 5,000. Keep saving them. Don't just throw them at random kingdoms. Go watch that video that I made. I still have 5,000 left. I still have enough. If I really needed something else, I could get it still. Luckily. But now I have 3 Eye of Argus. Which is useful, but not recommended for you. I wanted to be one of the cool kids with 3. And I didn't do it when he came into the game. I needed something to do with my event keys anyway, so there we go. Now I got 3 of them. So that's cool. What's next? What else is going on this week? Trying to remember. Alright, so today we got the World event. We had the Vault event this weekend, so you're going to want to open some Vault keys this week if possible. We got the Underspire for Groshnock. We got the Epic Trials for Groshnock. Is that a new one? I can't remember. We're about to see in a minute. You know, do your campaign. Tomorrow, Tuesday. What do we have? Which one is that? Dripping Caverns, maybe? Wednesday, we got the new pet, like Kooky or something. Thursday, we got Barbarian. And Friday, we got Vault event. I think that's Dripping Caverns, huh? It looks pretty drippy. Yeah, it's Dripping Caverns. So that's what's going on this week. The campaign... The map of the labyrinth was actually contained on an ancient tablet that had been broken up into 8 parts. With the help of Adalwing from the Forest of Thorns, we located the first piece. All you gotta do is follow my advice and save up and stuff. You'll be good. What up, Misty? Somebody just talked about you the other day. They said you're in your guild. They were in your guild or something. I was like, I haven't seen Misty in a while, but I do know who Misty is. We got Slayer, Brawler, and Glory Hound. So you're going to have to do some PvP. Well, not anymore. I think they fixed that, but you're probably going to do PvP anyway. And that'll take care of all of these. Stormguard's Hammer. You're going to get that. That's cool. Choose one. Create 8 blue lightning gems and deal splash damage to an enemy, or create 8 yellow lightning gems and deal splash damage to an enemy. Sounds interesting. If it fills itself right back up, then it's okay. If it doesn't, then it's poopy. And we're getting HP. Nothing special. Adventure board. We got gems. We got writs. Make sure you do it. XP booster for me is win PvP. I'm going to do that anyway, so that's fine. And let's talk about the epic trials and PvP now, I guess. Tomorrow will be Faction and Underspire, and it's probably going to be early because I now have an appointment at 12:30 tomorrow, so probably going to do the live stream tomorrow early at like 10:30, 10, something like that, just by the way. Chatathon this weekend. I should have said it early in this video. Go vote on the community tab. I can't talk today. Go vote on the community tab poll. You want to see the Chatathon Saturday at the Butt Crackadon or Sunday at the Butt Crackadon? It's this Saturday or this Sunday, upcoming. It's the last, it's every other month, and it's towards the end of the month. And we did it in November, so now we're doing it January at the end of the month. Chatathon, you know what's up with that, right? It's like our 14th or 15th one over 2 years. So yeah, let's go back up here. Let's look at the epic trial, I guess. Is it a repeat or a new one? We got the little... We got the dragon. Do I have that? That's how I tell. It's hard to remember. And then you type in like starry. And we're looking for the dragon. Is it this one? No. Could probably just do the kingdom, right? There it is. Starry Weenie Wyvern. I already got it. Level 20. We already did this, so I'll see if I can give some advice, but if you want to go back and watch the first time that we did it, that'll be your best bet, because I actually needed to do it then, and I probably explained it better, and I probably ran through the battles, and I probably did the final battle on live stream on a Wednesday. But I'll try to remember. Drake Rider, Brawlmaster, Bernaka, Fist of Zorn, Tricknala. Got the 100% chance to summon a Drake on death, which is cool. Convert all yellow gems to red. This guy creates 8 red gems, boosted by orc allies and enemies. It's gonna make a lot of red for you. Become enraged when an enemy dies. Fist of Zorn, full mana, yellow to skulls. Tricknala. So it looks like a skull type of deal. The beginning of the battle is going to be very important, whether you have alignment or not. You really want to cast this first so you can Hunter's Mark. So you hope that you have that green to skull alignment. Maybe you restart the battles until you get it. And after you cast that, you're hoping you have this next. So now they're Hunter's Marked, they're already hit, and then you hit them again, and you give attack to your first ally. And this might be a good first slot because, you know, once you kill one enemy, it becomes enraged. But that's only for like a second, right? So maybe go like that. As soon as an orc dies, he's not going to do as much red, so he might as well be the one that dies, right? So that's one change I would make, and probably the only change. I'd put Brawlmaster up top, then Drake Rider, then probably Tricknala, because she's better, and if you have to get them back up, you'd rather get her up than him. Or her than her. So this would be how the order I would put them in. Brawlmaster, Drake Rider, Tricknala, Fist of Zorn. Does the Drake play into the battle in any sort of way? I forget. But yeah. Maybe restart the battles. If you're really having trouble, maybe restart the battles until you get alignment with the Tricknala. And the Fist of Zorn. And then you get a kill, and then you get an enrage, and then you bang, do it again. If this dies, you get a summon. Yellow to red, which will get these two back up. So don't cast this until after you use both of these. Try to have alignment on this. Yellow to red, make sure you get it. You get an extra turn when you cast it. Could even cast this first to make sure there's more red on the board, so this will get a lot, you know, get an extra turn. Just gonna have to be careful and maybe restart a few times. But hopefully you already have it done, like me. I should probably run a battle, but I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. PvP's the last thing, right? So let's do that. Let's see if I have any teams. Somebody asked on one of my PvP videos, like, can you give us new teams since the nerf for the journey troops? I'm doing that right now, like every week on the live stream. So just watch the live streams and you should be okay. But my thing every week is just to get to... Did you know, by the way, if you collect... I know you probably already heard this before, but it was news to me. It wasn't news to me, but it was the first time I actually tried it last week. If you collect number 19 before you get to 20, you get an extra 1,000 VP. It's weird. It's not on here anywhere. It's like a... Hopefully the devs aren't watching. It's not on here anywhere, right? 15 minutes, 10. 15 minutes, 10, 10. 15 minutes, 10. 15 minutes, 10, 10. 15 minutes, 10. 15 minutes, 10, 10. 15 minutes, 20. 15, 20. If you collect number 19 before you get to 20, you get an extra 1,000 VP. And then when you get 20, you get another 1,000. I thought, oh, that's probably just your 1,000 early. Nope. You get 1,000 here and then another 1,000 here. So you end up getting like 8,500. So make sure before, don't go all the way. Like collect it right here on 19. So 19 is the goal. Collect it and then get 20 and then collect it. And you'll get an extra 1,000. It's a little tip for you if you haven't heard it yet. I know that tip's already out there, but I haven't said it, so now you're hearing it from me too. 1,000 here, then another 1,000. 8,500 instead of 7,500. Works. I tried it yesterday. But PvP, let's go. You got Central Spire. It's the same thing every week. I'm not going to go over Central Spire. Choose your best Guild Wars team or your favorite PvP team. Alright, we got Divine. I show this like every... We've had this one like 3 times now. You got Wand of Stars, Proxy of Indra, Divine Ishbala, Keelan. Divine Ishbala, Keelan is a really good team. You can use different things up here. I think this is like one of the best, but you can do other things up here like Gorgatha, Rope Dart. But it has to be Divine. So these are all Divine. Team code for Divine. Jamie, yeah, I feel you. Hopefully they're not watching my live stream an hour and 10 minutes in, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be the snitch. Team code, there you go. And hopefully, hey, if you don't have this team, I just mentioned a couple other replacements that may or may not work. But if you don't, you know, do a different place. Don't do this one. Stormheim. We have this one at least 2 or 3 times now. Balder. You don't have a good blue weapon, so you have to use the Crown of Horns. So you have to use Plague Lord instead of Titan. So you have the Skull Storm, so it makes enough skulls for Balder to actually work. You got to use Plague Lord and Crown of Horns. If you want to make it perfect. Normally you do Titan and like a blue weapon, but in this specific case, for this restriction, you don't have a good blue weapon, so you have to use Plague Lord. There's the code. That one everybody should have, so there you go. There's one, if you don't have Arc Proxy, you can do Stormheim. Yellow is the same as Divine, so we can just bring that over. Because this is an all-yellow team. Don't make it more complicated than it has to be. There you go. Bang. Same one. Divine and yellow. No point of using a different team there. Giant. Balder again. This time we have a blue weapon that's actually good, so we can use Titan class. There you go. I'm not going to run them unless there's new, because you guys have seen these before. None of these are new. Oops. Oops. I put Starry. Get out of there. I won't cancel, just cancel. Alright, what's next? Blue? I forget. What do we do for blue? I think that was a Shoggoth something or other. It could have been a Mistralis. It could have been, you could do Psycho Mega Missy. Or you can do Shoggoth. Or you can do Queen Beatrix. You can do like a Shoggoth, Queen Beatrix thing. They both do true damage. Can wand it. Or you could Osha's Tome it if you don't have the wand. Almost like throwing the wand down on this one. And what else do we got? I think I did Psycho Mega Missy last time though. If you guys want to see that, let me know. We just need like a mana generator now. What do we got for blue though? Could do the Mirage Queen. Would start Shoggoth at least. Could throw Tesla in there if you want. Could do Malcandessa. We got Rowan. You could do Rowan. Not with this team, but like, or you could also, instead of this, you could do a Rowan team. Looking for like mana. I always forget what blue is. Must be the Mirage Queen, I don't know. Not seeing anything. Am I forgetting something? Ah, screw it. Let's do Psycho Mega Missy because I know that one. I can get you the exact team. Missy. Psycho, where you at, Psycho? In the QRST. Psycho, there you are. Megavore. Or the Mirage Queen, if you don't have Megavore. And you definitely need, like, the wand or something. That's a lot. That's 3 mythics. I know, that sucks. I was trying to make you one, but it was taking too long, so... You gotta put Sycorax up top. You're gonna loop it. Something like this. And then you could do... Probably just Titan. You got all brown troops, too. Banner is blue and brown. Minus purple's fine. Kraken Banner's fine. I've showed this team before, so I don't think I need to show it, but there you go. There's the team code. Loop on Sycorax on blue or brown. You got a brown storm, so maybe brown. And then cast Mistralis whenever she... Well, you can cast Megavore first, so you can, like, strip all their armor, so then Missy can kill them faster. But if you're doing, like, the easier battles, you might not even need to do that. You just cast Missy and use Megavore for instant kills. Or, if you're just gonna... If your Missy's just crushing, then you can do a Mirage Queen, so you can get a 50% start on the Sycorax and the Mistralis, so... Whatever you want to do there, you could do a different weapon, you could do a different... You could do Mirage Queen instead of Megavore. It's the Psycho Mega Missy. Loop-de-loop on Sycorax until Mistralis, and then back around. Because this is an extra turn. So you can go back to looping again, and then extra turn. And then back to looping again, and then extra turn. And then back to looping again, and then extra turn. All the while, this is shooting off instant kills. It's fun. Orc... Sucks, I hate Orc, but we can make a new one. Here's the, if you don't have 3 Eye of Argus, here's the one I was using before I had Eye of Argus. Now that I do have Eye of Argus, I'm going to do this. I don't know if I should use wand or not there. But we can see how it goes. The banner's okay, right? Let's just go. Let's see what happens. I'll show you why I got 3 Eye of Argus here. We'll run a battle, because it's a new team. Feel like I got unlucky there in my first ever triple Eye of Argus. Still not. It's funny. You just take skulls pretty much. Bang. There we go. Should go pretty quick most of the time. I don't have very good luck. You have normal luck like a normal person, which I don't. You might have a really fun battle where your skulls just line up, bang, crushing their face in. See that? Watch somebody else use this team. Not too bad right there. Lots of extra turns. Come on, dude. Line it up. Ah. It's alright though. It's still, even like not with the best RNG there, it's still going pretty quick. There you go. If you only have one, I showed a team. If you got 3, there you go. And what's next? Suncrest. We had to switch this one because it used to be Egress. It still is, though, because Egress is the only one that is okay still. So I'm still using Egress here, but I turned it more into a Queltzama team. Now I just cast Queltzama way more than I used to. I used to just Egress, 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 Egress. Now I'm starting to cast Queltzama more, because she seems like... Queltzama seems to loop better than Egress. Nimbus Bow makes blue and yellow, and Ikado turns blue to yellow. So it's kind of cool to cast those two back-to-back, too. You know, you look for this first, of course. But then later in the battle, you might cast this, and then this. It's pretty cool. And then just shoot this off, pick the color with the most on the board, and you might get an extra turn. And, you know, Egress every once in a while. Egress has the Hunter's Mark and the 20% dodge, and so it's still worth putting in first slot. But that's, I'm still using that. It's like the only journey troop I'm still using. Yeah, I heard gold farming's really good in PvP, especially with the boosters and stuff. I don't need... Look at my gold, though. Like, do I need more than 33 million gold? Like, it's not for me, but... Definitely, like, I think Fetal was, like, showing me on Discord. Like, how much gold he was getting per battle in PvP. It was, like, 12,000 gold or something crazy. I'm like, that's amazing. I don't really need it. It's kind of like a waste of time for me, but for everybody else, that is really cool. So yeah, use your booster in PvP, you can get tons of gold. Just do like easy battles maybe. Make it quick. Strix. I went Finesse. Queltzama. Kind of a new team. I think we showed it already, but... It's more finessing, more Queltzama-ing. We took off the Egress because... You know, back to the Guardians now. Journey troops got nerfed. I try to avoid those kind of, like if I was going to pick a place, probably pick Divine or Yellow or maybe play with my new Eye of Argus or something. Kind of avoid these even though they're not terrible. Got Red. And it's just my Guild Wars team because I like it. I can just go copy paste it. It's fun because it's something different. You won't see anywhere else unless they copied off of me. And I've showed it before. So you see how I'm doing this? If I've showed it before, I'm not showing it again. If it's something new, I showed a battle. There's the team code for the red PvP. If you want to know how it works, go watch a Red Guild Wars video from my channel. Go watch PvP from my channel. Just don't be scared of the lycanthropy is all I'll have to say. And if you don't have alignment, flail it. Shagra doesn't need alignment. You just need somewhat close to it. Because it creates red and then it turns to skull. Yeah, that's every single one. Maybe in record time. So we got a lot of repeats. I think that is everything, unless I forgot something. What do you guys think? Let me know if I forgot something. If you're looking for anything, you're watching this live stream hoping I would do something, let me know. Let me catch up in the chat. Oh yeah, I still have the crappy metal on, sorry. Chad's lurking. Isabel says I find Mandragora best to roast marshmallows over. Yeah. Throw it in the freaking barrel, yeah, for the homeless, or like the sea heads. Here's a Mandragora for your barrel, sea head. Strongest says, hi, Cinny, need your advice. I have 5 gem dragons now. What do you think is better? Spend Dragonite to get Diamantina, or better spend it to Cosmic Dragons and Stellaryx? It's a super hard question since you already have 5 of them. You're like so close to Diamantina, you know what I mean? Like if you had 4, if you had 3, Stellaryx is better now. It's super hard to give you advice on that one, Strongest. The closer you are to Diamantina, you might as well finish it up. It's still a really good troop. I'm still using it right now. But as soon as I get Stellaryx, I'm probably not using it anymore. So I'm not going to, like, you know, if I really say definitely get Diamantina to you and then all of a sudden you see me never using Diamantina, I don't like being that person because there's too many of those kind of people on YouTube already. So I'm telling you, like, once I get Stellaryx, I'm not using Diamantina. But if you have, like, 0 Cosmic Dragons and you have 5 Gem Dragons, you might want to just continue down that path. But it's up to you. I mean, I think I would edge towards telling you to just go ahead and get Diamantina since you're so close. It's a really good troop still. It's the 2nd hardest hitting in the game. Like, it'll be useful to you until you get Stellaryx, for sure. And it might be a while till you get Stellaryx. If you start over and you have 0 Cosmic Dragons and let's say you have bad luck and it takes you a few months to get Stellaryx when it would only have took you like a couple weeks to get Diamantina. You could have been using Diamantina that entire time, because as soon as you get Diamantina, you're going to work towards your Cosmic Dragons anyway. So let's say it takes 3 months for you to get Stellaryx, but it only takes you 3 weeks to get Diamantina. There's that 2 months and change where you could have been using Diamantina while you were going for Stellaryx. If you do it the other way around, you have neither one of them, and it might take you 3 months to get one or the other, because you're starting over, basically. So I would say, like, just keep going down your path that you're on, because you're so close. But how's it going, Strongest? Misty's here. Mark says, I wish I had that many keys. Aw, Misty's been sick. I hope you feel better. Hopefully Strongest is still here. Sky says, need 2 more Nisha tokens. Dang, Explorer needs to stop giving me Yasmins. That is one reason to still do Explorer. I know I poop on Explorer a lot, but if you don't have your 3 Nisha globals, you do need to do Explorer still. Don't let me talk you out of Explorer if you don't have all of your medals, all your globals. You need 3 of each. That can still happen like other ways, but the main way to do it is Explorer 12, so if you're having trouble getting 3 Nisha globals, you gotta do Explorer 12. It's just, I've already went to school. Like I always say, the cringy thing that I say, Mommy, how come you don't go to school, but I go to school? Mommy already went to school. Daddy already went to school. Sinnycool already did Explore 12 until he got 3 global medals. So you still have to do that. I already did it. Just because you don't see me doing it now. It's because I already did it. I already went to high school. I already went to elementary school. If you didn't do that already, you have to do it. Chops here. Solitary Mind. Yeah, that bug, Jamie. Dervish says, yep, just gave the locksmith 170 for no reason because I wound up not needing the service after it was done. Sounds like my life, dude. What if we, like, we should make a buddy cop movie where we both just have terrible luck and just weird stuff happens, like snow falls off the awning onto our heads and, like, we slip and fall on the ice and, like, you know, random, just weird, crazy stuff happens all the time that happens to nobody else. We gotta make, like, us a little buddy cop movie. It'll be really funny for everybody else. It'll suck for us, but it'll be funny for everybody else. Mark says PvP glitches worked from day one. Yep. John's here. Copy pasty. Dr. Mops. Michael says, has anyone refunded their loopers? I haven't because there's like no reason for me to do that. I don't need the trait stones and I don't need the souls. I'm probably never going to use them again, but you fully trait and fully level all your troops anyway, eventually. It's a mistake some beginners make where they're just leveling everything and trading everything and they're not going to use it. But once you get like further into the game, you're going to start leveling and trading every troop anyway. So why would you, like, if you already did it, unless you need those stones, unless you need those souls. If you're a beginner and you were using Chalcedony all the time and Todd all the time and stuff, and you're still like hunting down trait stones and souls because you're very, like, you don't have enough, and there's another troop you would use them on right now, then yeah, refund them. But for most people, you're going to fully trade them and fully level them anyway, and they're already done, so why would you get that stuff back? Like, I have 13 million souls. I don't need, like, a couple thousand more, and I have so many trait stones I don't know what to do with them, so I don't need more trait stones. But it's like, if you need those, then do it. But if you don't need those, just leave it alone, because it doesn't do anything that's helpful. Mercy and Moonsinger might have been two good options. Yeah, Moonsinger. Malcandessa. Super Dava says, I'm going to be gold farming the blue region PvP all week. Happy Monday, Livewire. John says, Forest Troll, Truffle, yeah. Especially, yep. That's a good idea. The Truffle Shuffle does work for that blue area. Blue PvP, Truffle Shuffle. Good idea. Supernova says, upgraded 7 Underworld Hordes from level 55 to level 100 for 4 million. That's pretty good, man. You need to do that anyway. I would go to 111 if I were you, unless you already have them all done. Because then you won't need, like, the potions and the stats and stuff. John says, I like the Zul'Goth red team. Dervicious says, World Event went straight to all blue battles real fast. You know, John, like the Zul'Goth, I tried that team in Guild Wars, and I just... wasn't for me. So I switched to my own team. No problem, Strongest. I'm glad you're still here to get the answer. Michael says, I disagree with keep going for Diamantina. The next 2 times you get a dupe, you're thinking I could have probably had 2 other Cosmic Dragons from real experience. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Depends on your RNG. But I explained my reasoning for it, so it is what it is. I'm not gonna... I'm standing on my reasoning, so if they want to follow my advice, they can. If they want to follow yours, they can. Misty says, now my kingdom levels are being blocked from elite troops, so still needing level 12 explorers badly. But you can get, like, the orbs from many places. Like, if you're doing Underspire properly and you're doing Vault Event properly, you don't really need Explorer that bad. So it's almost easier to get those, to get orbs than to get... Like, you're doing that anyway. Like, Vault Event is a really good thing to do. Underspire is a really good thing to do. Explorer really isn't. And they all 3 give you the thing that you need to get those elite troops. So, I'd rather see you just go extra hard in the Vault or extra hard in the Underspire. Guess if it's a, like, gym, like a situation where you don't have the gems to go in the Underspire, but Vault is free. You could definitely get some orbs from the Vault. I got some. I got like a silver, a couple of the bronze ones. I haven't seen a gold in a while, but I don't know if they ask you to like elite gold a freaking mythic for kingdom level. They might ask you to. You want to do the commons and stuff first. You don't like start with the mythics. You start with the commons, which are easier to do. But you do need a certain amount of medals. Like, I had a bunch of them from just doing Explore back when it was, like, a thing that you're supposed to do. I had, like, a bunch of medals from, like, just from that. It's another good point, though. Yeah, you might need to do Explore still. But that's another, like, hey, I'm a beginner and I'm still doing Explore because I need to elite gold some commons for my kingdom level and power. But what's it going to really give you anyway once you... I wouldn't concentrate on it. I'd rather see you go super hard in the vault and maybe get a couple extra orbs than spend time exploring just to get a % chance to get a tribute or something, or extra 1,000 gold from a kingdom. Or you gotta really look at what they're giving you for that stupid thing you're going out of your way to do. Is it really worth it wasting your time exploring when you could just wait and maybe get some orbs from doing something better like the vault? Or wait and do the Underspire, and they're there for sure, like it's a guarantee, like those orbs are there in the Underspire. You can double them up and everything for like 1,000 gems, which you could get from the vault. So think about it this way. You could do the vault event super hard, maybe get some orbs from that. If you don't get those orbs from that, you're getting gems from that. You get a bunch of gems instead. You take those gems to the Underspire. There's guaranteed orbs there. Gold, silver, bronze, all of them that you can double up with the lantern. Bang. I know you don't want to like do that with commons. You don't want to like spend orbs on commons, but so it is a thing. Like if you're still like early game and you're meddling commons to get a kingdom level, it's a good point. You only spend 50 gems a day on the Underspire? That's decent. I think you can make it sometimes if you do like a perfect. I think you can do 50. You might have to jump up to like a little bit more. Sky says also do Explore to grind my class levels. Yeah, I would just wait for the vault to do that. And just do like your classes like as you do everything else. As you're doing Adventure Board, as you're doing a pet rescue, as you're doing the dungeon, as you're doing all the events and stuff, as you're doing PvP. Just use that, whatever class you're leveling, just equip it. Then when you do the vault event, unless you have Iron Hawks, if you have a Rowan, you should be doing your classes during the vault. The vault's almost always the answer, like to every question. Yeah, Guardians are good and easy to medal, right? But I think I'm done for the day, y'all. I do appreciate y'all being here. If you need the teams for the World event, it was at the beginning. I did the Soulforge after that, Event Key Drop Table, Glory Shop, everything that's going on this week, Campaign. We did the PvP teams. I gave a team code for every region. Every restriction, every region. A lot of them are repeats, though. And, Epic Trials is a repeat, but I gave my little piece on that too. I have it all the way done. But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, you might still need to do Explore Misty. Don't let me talk you out of it, because you might need like a couple of guard medals to like, you know, elite a freaking common or something. I'm hoping that those come other ways though, like you're in a good guild and like you get some stuff here and there, and I don't really explore very much anymore, but I'm also level 15 to 29 with everything in the game with a bunch of resources, so I'm a highfalutin ding-dong that don't explore anymore. I already did it, though, you know? I just don't totally recommend it, like, overboard. Don't explore overboard. You'll get a lot of medals, like, while you're doing the vault event. It always comes back to that. I'm sorry, but it's, like, the truth. You're gonna get boss chests as you do Explore 1 in the vault event. You know what I mean? If you're doing it right, you're doing like at least 10 hours over that weekend. You should get a decent amount of boss chests and like tokens and stuff while you're doing the vault event. If you're not doing at least 10 hours in the vault event, then you can't complain when you don't have all the stuff. And that's just 3 hours a day. You know, an hour and a half in the morning, an hour and a half at night. It's not as crazy as it sounds. Finesse is your favorite team? I like Finesse too. Yeah, for sure, man. When you're not spending gems and events due to being broke. It's like an investment. You're gonna get stuff from the events too. You know, you like invest gems in it to help your whole guild too. Like your whole guild gets these rewards, right? So it's totally worth it. You're gonna invest a little bit. You know, you saw me, I only put in so far like 200 gems or something, right? I'll probably go further because it's probably going to be needed for my high-level guild to get it all the way done. But you're going to come in here, your guild gives you gems at the beginning of the week with guild tasks. And then you invest them back into the guild event. That's what they're expecting you to do. And then when your guild all together, all 30 people are doing this, you're getting stuff. You know, gems here, event keys, tokens to make it easier, a vault key, which could turn into more gems. More gems, more event keys, gems, diamonds, gold. You know, there's some trait stones right there. Some souls, gems, orbs. That orb could be a silver or like a minion or something. That could be something good. You never know. Gold, gems, event keys, trait stones. There's some arcane trait stones right there. Event keys, gold, gems, souls, diamonds. Like, look at all the crap you get if you're reinvesting your gems. And then you get a lot of them back. Like, 30 there, 5 there, 5 there. You know what I mean? At least buy the first one, because you'll just get your gems right back. And all kinds of other stuff. You invest 30 gems into this, you're going to get them right back, and all that other stuff, too. And while you get all this right here, the 250 shards, 1,000 souls, 2,500 gold, the potion that makes it easier. So it's an investment. And then your whole guild gets all this stuff. Like your whole guild is getting back their gems. Your whole guild is getting an Orb of Chaos. And then if you go even further, you know, get the really good stuff. Major Orb. That could be a gold. That can just elite a freaking mythic. You know, after you do the bronze and the silver. But Dragonite, Orb of Minions. You know, shiny stuff. Another major orb. This is why you be in a good guild. So, like, you never want, like, you to be the best person in the guild. You want... There's better people than me in my guild, and I'm comfortable saying that. It's because I'm smart, and I'm in a guild where there's people that are better than me. I would rather be in the middle somewhere. I don't want to be the best guy. I want to be maybe top 10. Like, I'm the 10th best person in this guild, or the 5th best person. I don't want to be first. I never want to be the first best person in my guild. That means you need to move to a better guild, because you're just... the big fish in the small pond, and you're not getting what you should get. There's got to be better people in your guild than you. And then you want everybody else to be at least as good as you are, and then maybe a couple people that are not as good, like 5 or 10, but... So you definitely want people better than you, but you don't want, like, everybody worse than you. Yeah. Guess that's the same thing. Misty says I don't have many verses to do vault much, like I have 3 verses. I have 1. I have 1. Misty, I have 1. I go into it with 1 gap, and I come out with 500 vault keys. All you gotta do is verse farm in between your gaps. You run a gap, then you verse farm until you get the boss chest. Then you run a gap, then you verse farm until you get a boss chest. Then you run a gap, then you verse farm until you get a boss chest. I go in with one Nomapalooza sometimes. I come out of there with 500 vault keys, 400 vault keys, 300 vault keys, so at least. I was kind of like taking it easy last vault, and I still got like 350 or something. I can't even remember. I was one weekend, I was shooting for like 300, and I got 500. Yeah, verse farm, you do explore 1. With 3 Ironhawks, or your Rowan team, or whatever you got, 2 Ironhawks. You just do explore 1 in between gaps. You run your gap when it's over. I show it all the time on Vault events. Like, we've had a billion Vault events, and I've live streamed them a bunch of times. But if you haven't been there, I guess, because I show it every single time. You know, you run your gap, and then when it's over, You come back here, you go to Explore 1. You know, you use your Ironhawk team or your Rowan or something. Where's it at? This right here is the fastest verse farming team in the entire game, but if you don't have it, it's fine. You know, use Sister Superior with 2 Ironhawks or use your Rowan or whatever you got. And you just blow through the battles back to back to back to back until this says, you know, you get your boss chest, and then you go back and run another gap. And then when your gap's over, you run this up again until you get a boss chest, and then you go back and do your gap. Everything happens in Explore 1, though. The Nomapalooza happens in Explore 1, the verse farming happens in Explore 1. There's just like you're running a gap, and then when it's the 15 minutes are over, you're doing the same exact thing, it's just not a gap. And you'll get the you know, that's when the verse gnomes are going to pop up and give you the verse. They don't really appear in gaps as much as you would think. Like, you get lucky. If you get one verse gnome in a gap, you're lucky, because they're very rare. So you got to, like, kind of look for them outside of the gaps. Because gnomes still appear more often. That's the whole point of the vault event, is gnomes appear more often. Vault keys, like, drop more often, too, I think. So the only time you're ever going to see more verse gnomes is during the vault event, outside of a gap. But the best thing to do during a vault event is to run a gap. But to keep enough gaps to keep going the whole weekend, you got to verse farm in between the gaps. Unless you just come into the vault event with 10, 20, 30 gaps, which I don't know how that happens, because I just run them myself. But some people, that happens. They like farm versus all vault event for some reason. Which I think is okay. Like, if you come in with 5 or 10, that's cool. I just don't get when they come in with, like, 50. Like, maybe they're trying to set a new record or something. That'd be the only thing I could think of. Because otherwise, like, I'm using those things. I'm not saving them up. I'm not going to farm a bunch of them. If I get 5 of them, I'm running them. If I got 3 of them, I'm running them. If I got 10 of them, I'm running them. I'm not just going to keep getting 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm going to run them and get my vault keys. Because that's my main goal, to get the vault keys, to get the gems, to get the orbs. My goal isn't to get gaps, it's to get the vault keys from the gaps. So having a billion gaps does nothing unless you run them. And the more you get, the more you got to add 15 times whatever, and that's how much time you now have ahead of you, eventually. So why not just knock it out when you can, instead of saving them up? It's all good, Misty. You should come this weekend. It's the Chatathon. I'm going to be going for like 8 hours, hopefully, maybe 9 hours, vault event the whole time. I'll show you exactly how I do it. I go in with like 1 gap. I'll show you. I'm not even lying. I might have like 3 or 4 this time because it just happened that way. So you're going to see probably 3 or 4 this time, but I usually go in with like 1 or 2. Where are they? Where am I at? Games, Soulforge. Might have to go look at my inventory, but you're not going to see me with like 10 of them. You know, I'm going in with 3, and I'm super confident. Normally, I go in with 1 or 2. 3 is like a lot for me to go in with. Yeah, you don't see me with like 30 of them. And I get 500 vault keys, 400, 300, which turns into thousands and thousands of gems. Look, I have 11,000 gems right now. Not even really trying that much. Buying almost everything I want to buy. The only thing I'm not doing is Underspire. I'm buying all the Dragonite, all the Epic Trial stuff. Participating to full completion in all events. If I see a merchant that I want to buy it. If I see an offer that I want to buy it. And I still have 11,000 gems. So that's always my thing. Like, if you don't believe me, just look at my screen and like use your numbers don't lie. I must be doing something right. I'm free to play. I've been playing for 7 years. Like, something has to like make you believe me and like follow my advice. Whether it's the 7 years or the free to play or just looking at the screen at my resources. Something. It doesn't have to be the words coming out of my mouth, but one of those other things, eventually you'll believe me. But anyway, I gotta go. You guys are the best. Supernova got 985 vault keys. Dang. Between naps. I feel good when I get 500, man. What platform are you on? It's gotta be PC. Glorfindel says, hi everyone, sorry I'm late. Power outage all day yesterday, up to an hour or so ago today. No water. Dude, Me, you, and Dervicious are going to make a buddy cop movie where we just have the worst luck ever, and it'll be hilarious for everybody else. But we're going to walk around and, like, slip on ice, and, like, snow's going to fall on our heads off the awning, and birds are going to poop on us and stuff, bro. We got to do it. We got to make that movie, Glorfindel. Alright, y'all. Have a good one. Like, share, subscribe. Consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your guild about the channel. Comment below. And I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for joining me today. Dervicious, Supernova, Misty, Sauna, Livewire, Glorfindel. Yeah, some people don't do the vault event right. So if you're watching other people, you might not be getting the good information. They're like Red McCocklin and Tesla and all this weird stuff. Sky, Misty, Sauna, Explore 5, Explore 12. Like, they're doing weird stuff. Misty Farber was here. Good to see ya. Michael, Solitary Mind. Michael S. Strongest. Dervicious, John. Supernova, Livewire, Sky, Solitary Mind, Dr. Mops, Wolfie. Mere Wolfie. Wolfie. Dervicious. You guys should say Harvey. John, Heflin, Jamie, Chop, Strongest, Mark, Misty, Sauna, Isabel, Chad, the Clip Bomb, HX Sky, Florian, Sauna, Supernova, Kenji, Tsuka, Mike, Chad, JM Ricks with the 18 months continued support, appreciate it. Somehow, Captain Professor Cookie Crumbs Jr., Senior Esquire, MD, PhD, CPA wasn't here but still got gifted a membership. They've been here lately, though, so they get the credit. Mrs. Insane Witch. Chad ran out there. Sauna tried to help. And it was kind of a... But, you know, we got the chat-a-thon coming, so I'm not worried about it. Appreciate y'all. Helps a lot. Keeps me going. We farted on the tracks today, but that happens occasionally. Like I say, you know, it can't happen every day. I'm not expecting it every day. We kind of, like, tried to start it. Didn't happen, but at least we tried. Efley was here first. Sauna was second. Mako was third. No problem, Mark. Later, Dr. Mops. Misty says we're on day 4 of no water and might not be none for next 2 weeks. Man, you gotta join up our buddy cop movie. Later, Strongest. And Lady outfit. Peace out, Mrs. Insane Witch. We'll see ya. Oh, I gotta do the comments. Hold on. I know, I always do this. I always, like, prematurely end the stream. Let's see if there's any comments from the last couple days. What's going on here? Your channel. Got, like, a really loud car outside of my house. Vroom, vroom. Anyway. Alright, let's do the comments. I always say I'm gonna do them, then I forget. Oh, let's do live streams. And I doubt anybody commented on the Elden Ring, but we can check. I don't know how far I went back or when the last time was. Spoilers, maybe? Glorfindel says, working for both your chatathon options as of the case at the moment. Shouldn't complain, the extra wages are welcome, but just wanted to let you know. Appreciate it, man, you know? If you're working, man. It is what it is. Sauna with the Discord link. Heart that. Mike Sheard says, just got Enraged Kurandara, the last of my Power Orb troops. You got any teams? How do you go about constructing teams for Enraged Kurandara? I don't really use Enraged Kurandara, but I think I made one team one time for somebody else. I don't remember, though. Enraged Kurandara. I'm sure people are interested in this, maybe. 35 green. That's so high of a mana cost. That's crazy. Why is it 35? Green, red, purple, Damon Boss. Deal damage to all enemies boosted by Doom Skulls and convert yellow gems to Doom Skulls. Conjure a Doom Storm. It's similar to Dimatina almost, you know? Deals damage to all enemies and boosted by Doom Skulls. probably be looking for that conversion, like yellow gems to Doomskull. So if you can put yellow gems on the board, that'd be cool. If you're just using it to do all damage to all enemies, like in a world event or something. I never really think about Enraged Kurandara. I really don't know what I would do. You really don't use it, honestly. Nobody, it's not bad though. It's not really not bad. It's like an A tier mythic. So they probably should build more teams around it. I just don't know what I would do. You could look up Daemon, you could look up Urskaya. I don't know, I'd probably have to work on that for you. I'm not sure. I don't really have time today, but ask me during a live stream, like ask me during the chatathon and maybe we'll make it. I know I've done it before, I just can't remember the team I did. Like I said, you don't use it very much, but it's not bad. I think people should use it more. If I was gonna, like, I don't know. Deal damage to all enemies boosted by Doomskulls, then convert yellow gems to Doomskulls. So you'd want, like, yellow gems and skulls. So maybe the Wild King? Ooh. If you do the Wild King. Where's he at? Let's do yellow. If you have the Wild King. So you watch me make a team and then you don't even have the troop that I... What the hell is it? Isn't he yellow? Oh, there he is. And he uses blue? I would start with like something like this, maybe just build a mana generating sandwich around it. Convert yellow gems to Doomskulls and create a mix of skulls and yellow gems. You know, throw a wand on there, you know, like always. It can be a very mana hungry team. Maybe a leprechaun on there. Like always. So there you go. You left a comment. I tried to build you a team. You could probably go from here, you know. You might be able to tweak it. You try it and let me know. Something like this. And then what order would you go? Probably need to throw this first and then throw this. So it might be hard to get it up. You cast Leprechaun, that'll get up the wand. You make a 50% start. You want a 50% start class, like Archer. We got all green. This could be a green team, too. It'll entangle, 50% start, Leaf Storm, all that stuff. Then for your banner, you got all green. You can start there. And you would want a minus, like, brown. If you don't have the Wild King, this is all for nothing. You got 2 blue. You got 2 yellow. So... Damn it. Where was it? I was going to show you the team code. Maybe there's somebody else out there. You never know. Try this and let me know. I'll try it too, but I don't have time today. This is my first thought for Enraged Kurandara. I'll heart your comment. Like it. Lego Man says, couldn't make it today, so here's a question for you. Sentinels, how many have you dropped and have you built any teams with them? I've nabbed 2, brown and yellow, made a decent curse team with the brown one. Elder Dragon looping for fun. It's slow, but should score well. The yellow one is okay at the top of a Thrascu team. I'm going to try it out next. I never really thought of it because they never really jumped out at me yet or anything. I've only got 1 so far, to answer your question. I don't think they're really, like, there to be used as troops and teams. I think it's just like a collect them all, gotcha game. If you look, explode a column, gain life, the enemy is cursed, create 8 red, you know? Nothing's, like, jumping out at me as amazing. Explode a column, gain life, if an enemy is cursed, create 8 yellow giant gems. I mean, that might be okay. They're not bad, it's just like how long it takes you to get it, and there's probably always something better you could be using. It's not the first thing that comes to mind when I'm making a team is like, oh, I wish I had the Sentinels. It's like a mana generating kind of tank. Similar to like maybe Gorgatha. You know what I mean? I'd probably rather use Gorgatha though. It cleanses itself, it explodes no matter what. It has granite skin instead of stone skin. I think they're like knockoff dollar store Gorgathas. Kind of. But not terrible either. Like, if you just get them early, like, might be okay. And if you build a team, you know, let me know. Like you said, you're trying. It never occurred to me that I wish I had the Sentinels so I could build teams around them. It was more like, I'm getting the stupid Sentinels, like I'm getting the stupid Horde Mimic Mythic type of deal. Which I don't have it either, because I don't... You know, you see how much I care. But they're also just hard to get in rank. Like, if you get them, it's... You got lucky and, like, good job, like, awesome, grats, because they're hard to get. But I don't know, I hope I answered your question. I've got one so far. I'm not a super tryhard at the Underspire, and I got one. But that's the last live stream that was Gems of War. I'll try to keep up with it from now on. Like, if you leave a comment under this live stream, then I'll try to answer it tomorrow. So we'll try to keep up with it from now on. But yeah, that's it. Any more questions or anything? Yeah, I just don't like Stormcaller because there's no 50% start. Like Archer, the whole team is green. Entangle, 50% start, and instant kill. Stormcaller has no 50% start. It does have the Yellow Storm, but that's like it. Like, that would be helpful. I want more than just the Storm, though. I don't like using Stormcaller except for when I'm using, like, Finesse. Because you, like, have to. If I don't have to use Stormcaller, I'm not using it. It would be nice to have a Yellow Storm, though, you're right. But a Doomstorm, you're conjuring anyway if you cast this, and a Doomstorm is just as good. And then Wild King has a Bone Storm at the start of battle. So instead of doing yellow, you're doing the Skulls. Your Storm is Skulls instead. Green and Skulls. Green to get everybody up, and then Skulls to skull them. Think about the Skulls more than the yellow, I guess. So we have a Storm. It's just not yellow, it's Skulls. Both of these troops have that. And we start with the Green Storm to get everybody up, and then we move to the Skull Storms. Which both these troops could use more Skulls, too. So I'm going with Archer. But Stormcaller is a class that does have a Yellow Storm, you're right. Anyway. Yeah, Jamie's probably right. Oh yeah, that for sure, for sure. Like, Enraged Kurandara is always on those stupid Guild Wars defend teams. So yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Alright, Sky, you're free to play on YouTube. Alright, we'll see y'all. Have a good one. You guys are the best. I'll see you tomorrow. Probably early, like 10:30 a.m. or 10 a.m. or something. I got an appointment at 12, so I'll see y'all early tomorrow. Have a great day. You're the best. Peace out.